I'm going to try this and see if you can see it. So this is the big one, should be your BAC water. And then here's your little 30 milligrams of terzepatide. So I'm just going to like pretend, because I accidentally refilled my new vial without making a video, so I can't really actually do it. But okay, so there's a picture I'll send you that shows how to reconstitute 30 milligrams of the vial. So it'll say 1.2 milliliters. Yeah. So one of these is 100 units, but it's 1 milliliter. So what that means is, for the water, you have to put in 1.2 milliliters of the water into the powdered vial of terzepatide. So what they say to do first, and I'm not going to do it, but use an alcohol pad, and then wipe off. You just have to take the lid off of this one first, and you just wipe off the top. This part is like rubber, a rubber stopper, the gray part. And then same with the water, you just take the lid off, and then it's like this rubber stopper part. So so you wipe both of those off with an alcohol wipe, and then once that's done, then you take your needle and you take off the bottom part, and then you take off the actual needle part. I like to use 2 different needles for this, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the first thing you do with your water is you turn it upside down, and then you're going to stick the needle into this part, and you're going to stick it all the way up until you can see it in the water. And then from there, you're gonna, like, say, pretend that the vial's still here, or I'll hold it just so you can see. So pretend the needle's in there, and then you're gonna pull. Sometimes, I'll say this real quick, sometimes to get the liquid to draw into the needle, you have to push a little bit of air in here, because if you don't, then you'll stick it in there, and then every time you try to pull this down, the liquid is going to want to keep sucking back into here. So that was one trick that I learned from watching videos on this. So you might just do that anyway. So you'll like add some air to this before you actually put it in here, and then once it's in, then you push the air in, and then you can start drawing it out. So once you do that, then you'll start drawing the liquid all the way to 100 units. So that's 1 milliliter. So once you get all of that liquid out of here, then you insert that needle into the powder vial of terzepatide. So you'll pop it in there. Franklin, sorry. No! Okay, then this is full of water, and then you'll pop it in there. Same thing in the rubber part here. Stick it all the way in, and then you'll just, sorry, I think he thinks I'm talking to somebody. And then you'll just slowly, I say slowly just because I feel better about it, slowly inject the water into this. So once that's done, you only have 1 milliliter in here, and you need 1.2 milliliters in here. So then that's empty. So you go back to the water, and you insert it all the way back in, and then you draw out 20, which is your 0.2. So you get 20 of the water again, and then you're going to take the vial again, and you're going to insert back into the rubber, and you're going to push in that 20 into here. So here's the next part. don't shake this. I don't remember why, but you're not supposed to shake this. So once you're done, I always right away put the needle back on, cap back on. Set that aside. And then this is my empty one, but this is gonna be filled with water now, and you'll see the powder, that what was once powder is now liquid, and you're gonna see chunks of white in here. So what they say is you gently swirl it like that. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, so like I said, you're gonna, this is gonna be your mixture. Okay, sorry. So then, like I said, you're gonna swirl it like this, or I like to go like this. Sometimes you'll see like powder stuck to the glass, so I just like to get it with the water and make sure it dissolves completely. So then you're gonna end up with a vial of completely clear terzepatide. So then one thing I want to remember to tell you is that you want to make sure you dispose of these in a safe place, because like for me, I have kids obviously, but still, you know, can never be too safe. So I've heard you don't have to get an actual sharps container. You can just get like a empty laundry detergent bottle, or I ended up using a empty like giant garlic salt container. So I just put them all in there, and then you can safely throw them away. Okay, so then we're gonna pretend like this is a new needle. So when you decide you want to start doing it, you are going to do the lowest dose, which is 2.5 milligrams. That's the starting dose. It just kind of gets your body used to it. A lot of people stay on that dose the whole time. If you start to not notice results anymore, then you're gonna want to go up to 5. What I ended up doing though was I kind of gradually did it. So I did a long time at 2.5, and then I increased that like halfway between 2.5 and 5, which ends up being 3.75. But anyway, on this needle, 2.5 is the 10 units. 5 is 20. So for the first several weeks, however long, you're just gonna do 10. So what you do then when it's time, so say you mix this and you don't want to do it right away, you want to wait a couple days, whatever. So keep these in the fridge. Anything, all the water and all the vials, however many you bought, if you bought 2, I just keep it all in the fridge, like top shelf of the door. It stores there fine for a long time. So you're going to use it before it ever expires. So anyway, so if you are going to do it right away after you mix it, then I would still use a different needle, and then so let's say we just took this out of the pack. This is a new needle. You're gonna undo that. You're gonna open this, and then in the same way that you added the water to this, you're gonna draw the solution out. So pop it in there in the rubber part, all the way, and then you're gonna pull out 10 units, which is, like I said, 2.5. So you're gonna draw that much out. Then, and depending on when you take it, like morning or night, I've done both now and they don't have any weird effects. So the best spot to inject this into is your stomach. I'm not going to show you on my stomach, but what I do is I pinch my stomach. So let's pretend this is my stomach. I pinch it like this, trying to get not really like a big chunk of like your stomach, but like try to like pinch the upper layer, like a thinner layer, I guess. So you're gonna pinch it, and then while you have it pinched, You're gonna stick this in. They say if you have like, if you don't have very much fat in your midsection, which I do, but if you don't have very much fat, you go in at a 45-degree angle. If you do have fat there to be able to pinch a good amount, then you go straight in 90-degree angle. So you pinch 90-degree angle. As soon as it's in all the way and you're still pinching, then you inject the liquid. I do it slowly just because. And then what I found that I like better, and I don't know if there's really a wrong way, but I let go of the skin and then I pull it out. So it kind of like drags your skin with it, but it's fine. Every now and then when you inject, because you're going to want to rotate the spot that you inject like 2 inches away from your belly button. So you're just going to rotate that. You're doing this every week, so it really doesn't matter like how particular you are, because like what I ended up doing was like making my belly button the center of a clock and go 2 inches out, and then I just kind of rotated like every week. So they want to prevent you from using from injecting into scar tissue, because then it doesn't work as effectively. So so you inject, and then like I said, I like to let go and then pull it out. Sometimes when you inject, you hit into a capillary, and you'll draw a little blood. Not a big deal. Anyway, so that's it. Then you put these back in the fridge, dispose of your needle, and you're done. What I did was I do it every Friday night, because sometimes after you inject, it depends on how you notice you feel. So what I started out with was nighttime injections, and it just worked for me. I decided to start trying another peptide, and that one you have to do at night. It's like 2 hours after you eat. It kind of preserves your muscle, but then I changed my injection time of this to mornings, Friday mornings. So I haven't noticed a real difference either way. It doesn't matter. But anyway, that's it. Hopefully that wasn't too long, but you could probably follow along with the video when you actually do it. But that's it. Love you. Bye.